So last night I was trying to basically play Vengevine and Basking Rootwalla in the Inti Asmo decks we've been playing. Sort of like going back to the more aggro build and then trying to play Vengevine and Rootwalla over like Vengevine and like I at first wanted to cut DRC, decided I wanted DRC. And I don't know, this, let me see, where is the build? Is it here? This should be it. This is kind of where I was at. I was gonna play this, maybe, but I ended up being kind of unhappy with it. It felt kind of mid, felt like a little bit worse than the other two builds. Had some explosive nut draws, but like, not really at the density I feel like I wanted them to be at if I was gonna, play the deck on stream today. Wait, have I lost the... Oh, here it is, okay. So, I ended up still wanting to play Vengevine plus Rootwalla, try to figure out a build for Vengevine plus Rootwalla in a kind of a different shell from like the Hollow One build we played right when Inti was released. And it's also true that like I messaged him this morning to tell him I was finally playing it, but like back when we were first working on Inti Asmo, Souls of the Lost, like right when all this stuff came out, Jerry T messaged me and said, "Hey, have you seen this card? Call to the Netherworld. 1 mana black spell, return target black creature from your graveyard to hand, and you can madness it for 0. So being able to like either like cast Souls of the Lost and like use it as a 0 mana card to discard to like negate the Souls of the Lost downside, using it to discard to Inti, obviously, instant speed off Cookbook, all very interesting. And I was just very stuck on like how to play this card for a long time. After he like told me about the card, I was excited about it, and I spent a long time cooking, and I couldn't really find a 75 that I was like really vibing with. But I think it just I had to kind of circle around with the more fair builds, kind of circle back around here too. And I think one really key thing here, we've done this also recently in the like Jund Shadow Inti list we played with Scourge. I think playing Death Shadow is kind of like the big key to getting a density of good black creatures to return to call. Because you don't want to just like be like, alright, I'm going to call, I'm going to get back my Street Wraith, or get back my Supplier, and just kind of spin my wheels a little bit more. I think it's important to be able to like mill over big payoffs with Supplier, or like have big payoffs die and then return them with the call. And so having the access to return either Shadow or Asmo or Souls with this card, I think is pretty exciting to me. And the opportunity, and I think you don't have to play 4, but the opportunity cost of playing of this card is just so low. Like, you just have so many discard outlets, just like so often, that you just love a Madness 0 card. And it's kind of like, in a big way, what I feel like this like Vengevine Rootwalla archetype was missing was another like 0 mana Madness card. And it's not quite as good as the other Rootwalla would be, maybe, but it is also what we have. Yeah, and so another big thing, too, was, like, cutting the Urza Sagas from this package, where, like, Saga for Shadow Spear was really nice, but just... Saga does cast your 2-drops, so you have so much, such, like, a color-intensive, spell suite early. I just feel like the deck's a bit better if you cut the Saga package. It's also true you get to go down to 16 lands, you don't have to play any Saga targets, it kind of gives you room to play all of these cards. You're kind of cutting, like... a playset of one of them if you want to play like 4 Sagas plus 2 fetchables, and 18 lands minus 2 of the other lands. But yeah, let's get going, I guess. Insidious Roots has me brewing like crazy, yeah, with that build. Okay, so we can either turn 2 Vengevine, or we could Inti on turn 2. We'll see what the matchup is like. Awesome first hand here. Oh, I guess we'd only be able to turn 2 Vengevine if we draw a like Street Wraith or 1-drop. Or if we like Suicide the Shadow. And I think against a turn on Vengevine, I'm gonna go ahead and see. I want to play Supplier on turn 1. Play Supplier turn 1. But let's actually just pump the brakes and then go Inti push Shadow, get back Vengevine next turn, I think. Is Skulker bad in this? Seems really strong. What card would you cut for Skulker? You could play it for sure. It would be fine. Tell me what card you would cut, because I don't think that I have a card I would cut for it at the moment. Also, I'm not looking at chat. Signed up for the prelim. Okay, prelim, hour and a half. That's signed up for. Ooh, brutal Thoughtseize. And they got rid of this Vengevine. They're thinking about which card to take here. They take the Shadow, interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and shock here, just in case they draw another Shadow or a call to get the Shadow back. Okay, so let's go. Inti, discard the Bloodghast, trigger the Inti, find Asmo, play Blood Crypt, return Bloodghast, cast Asmo, return Vengevine. Nice. I think they probably chose wrong on that Thoughtseize. Could have also just got Inti. Oh, sorry, we didn't have enough mana to go Inti cast Bloodghast, right? I'm gonna get it with the Bloodghast too, and I think I don't discard this cookbook since I'm kind of light on cards to discard here. Yeah, pretty good turn, huh? Also have Asthma activation. If you cut Rootwalla in the world, yeah, Rootwalla isn't. I would never ever consider cutting Rootwalla in this deck. It's actually ludicrous, I think, to be honest. But you could play Stalker would be an okay card for sure. You could cut Bloodghast maybe, but I think I prefer Bloodghast. But yeah, you could think about it some more. Wait with 8 months, think we'll go back. Like Rootwalla is better than the Call to the Netherworld. Why must you tip me? What if Denver's so close? I mean, this deck is pretty untested to recommend for Denver, but if you are a brave soul, you know, never say never, huh? Thoughts on the Breakout Girl spell spoiled? That card is interesting. There's some things I like about it, there's some things I dislike about it. Let me go ahead and just... I think I'll discard the cookbook so I can draw a Vengevine and cast it. Counter on the Bloodghast, I guess. Oh, I guess that's bad against second Bowmasters, which it seems somewhat likely they have. So double block Inti, maybe. So the problem with this card is that it's kind of like a collected company. Look at top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature among them. If the card has a mana value 2 or less, put into play, gains haste. If you don't, you just put it into your hand. You basically never want to be just like putting it into your hand. You want to be, you know, I assume, pretty much always putting a 2-drop creature into play if you're going to be like really playing this card, really liking this card. I could call for sure. Yeah. You could cut call if you could cut call for your Stalker, but I think call's been pretty good for me so far. But yeah, go ahead and do that if you want. But yeah, so the problem with this is like I think you have to play like between 16 and 22 2-mana creatures. I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but I feel like that's about the appropriate range, which seems high, to say the least. That seems like a bit higher than I might like. I also might sack this food here. Yeah, I agree. Sorcery speed hurts. And like I don't really know like what kind of deck can if the last card's an Undying Effect, we're not super happy, but I'm okay making this trade here. Okay, the last card, not an Undying Effect. They're down to 4. I'm at 11. Like what deck plays that many? You know what I mean? Break out as a free creature tutor. Tutor? The most generous use of the word tutor I've ever seen. It's okay though, like, I don't know. You can also put a creature in your hand for 2 mana. That's not great. Okay, so these Feed the Swarms are for Rakdos because they kill Leyline and Dathi Voidwalker. Kind of like the only card that does that in our color combo. I'm gonna go trim a Call, trim a Bloodghast. Maybe I should trim Souls. Yeah, they just have so much graveyard help, so I'm gonna trim some Souls. Asmo's a pretty good point. I mean, I don't know. So, like, say we're gonna play Asmo in a deck. It's just, I don't know. You have to have, like, there are good cards to hit off this, but can you play a deck that has I like this thing can beat Leyline. Can you play a deck that has 16 minimum 2 mana creatures? I don't even know if that's enough. It might be 18, it might be even higher to like consistently hit with this. I need to do some numbers. Like, but again, that's the problem. The problem is not are there good creatures to hit off this? There definitely are. The problem is, can you build a deck with enough that also wants to play this card and has a good mana curve and a good plan in Modern? The answer to that is maybe yes, by the way. The answer to that question might be yes, I just don't know. Yeah, it seems good with Devoted Druid. Carson recommends 20. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I'm okay if they go Bowmaster double block since I've got 2 more Asmos in my hand. How about this exact deck? Yeah, maybe like this exact deck. This is kind of a funny example. Although I don't even know that we have enough hits. Like, do we really want to hit Citrus Supplier? Like, do we really want to hit... I guess hitting Soul's Loss is good, hitting Inti's good, hitting Asmo's good, hitting Shadow... Hitting Shadow can be really bad on turn 2 because you, like, just don't have a low enough life total. Okay. Let's Inti here. Gonna discard a Feed the Swarm in a turn, probably. 20 is like 93, 50. Yeah, it seems pretty low. So, again, that's the problem. It's just the numbers, Mason. Bloodghast. I don't know if we're casting that one this turn. Maybe we will. Okay. So I'm gonna go discard Call to the Netherworld, Madness, trigger Inti, trigger Madness, reveal Souls of the Lost, Madness back Street Wraith, cycle Street Wraith, now Shadows castable, trigger Inti, find a Cookbook. Too bad I can't discard this Bloodghast. I think I'll just Souls, sacrifice a food, Swamp Cookbook. The not attack with the Inti. Yeah, that was a good first showing for Call to the Netherworld. Thank you, Jerry T. Infinite Loop of Zabaz Ravager with Ingus Under Cauldron. Yeah, we've talked about this a little bit. I'm excited to see what you got. Let me go ahead and just probably discard something in response here. I guess it should likely just be Feed the Swarm since Asmo can kill this. Rootwalla. Although Feed the Swarm doesn't grow the souls, just kind of the point of discarding. Yeah, we've talked a little bit about Zabaz, Ravager, Grinning Ingus. It is a lot of redundancy. I agree with this point. It is also... Okay, so I go discard Asmo, cast Asmo, kill Voidwalker, cast Cookbook, discard Vengevine, cast Shadow, bring back Vengevine, or I guess I can cast Rootwalla, bring back Vengevine. Hold the Cookbook in hand, maybe, to discard. Oh, sorry, no, I have to discard the Vengevine, duh. Okay, they concede. Cool, great first showing. Q2 to 25, Psalm with the 25. Love to see that. Yeah, I'd be like, I don't really like playing Epicer and Patchwork in the same build. I don't like main decking all these Welding Jars, though. I feel like so strongly, especially when I play regular scales, that Welding Jar is a card that's just better in sideboard games almost always. And, like, especially, like, right now with, like, how the metagame is looking, I feel pretty strongly that I would just have any number of Welding Jars in my deck in the sideboard. 2 commercial districts is one too many. You're only going to want to play a 1. I would play just another fetch land over it like so easily. I would never play 2 of those in this kind of deck. Okay. So let's set up for a Vengevine next turn. Hopefully 2 Vengevines if we're a little bit lucky on our Supplier. Do you have Ravagers? Yeah, I would play 4 Ravagers over the 2 Jars and the two Epicers. Easy 4 Ravagers. I just didn't realize you didn't have them. The Gaia Reaches, I think, nonsense. This needs to be cut. If you want another colorless utility land, just play more Nexuses. Nexi. Could play some Scales in this deck too. Probably should have some Scales. If you don't like Ravager, that's what you can play over. But then Scales no Ravagers card, questionable. I think those are my thoughts. List looks very fun. Good luck to you. I have to discard Inti. Maybe I should have waited to discard the Vengevine. I was thinking if I drew another Vengevine, I'd really regret it. And I have a lot of cards I don't mind discarding. Did mill a Bloodghast here, which is nice. I think I'll just go ahead and say goodbye to Inti for now. Hopefully we're reunited one day. Subtlety my Asmo. So if I keep it on top, I won't be able to cast it, so gonna have to graveyard or bottom it. They have a Trickster to kill my Supplier without letting me even get the ability to. One Takanama is still looking spicy. I don't like. Would you play a Takaduma over a fetch land in your Souls of the Lost deck? I feel like I just want to maximize the number of fetch lands I can play. I don't know. You do have a lot of legends, so like maybe channeling is a bit easier. But I historically have not channeled Takaduma that much, you know. So Souls is a good draw. Call to Netherworld is a good draw. NT is good. Otherwise, we're rebuilding a little bit. Yeah, can't quite Shadow, but I wouldn't necessarily label this as a bad draw, though. Especially if the Vengevine ends up dying, we can get it back. Taking 4 down to 11. 3 cards in their hand. Vial on 2. No plays. Do they have any 2-mana Merfolk they wouldn't Violet? Not really. They take it up to 3, but they also should have cast Sylvoon. So maybe they have another Subtlety in their hand? Not sure. Maybe they have Dismember. Maybe they have lands. I'm going to go ahead and take 4, so my Shadow is castable, of course. Vial in on 3 in combat, and then realize they accidentally ticked Vial up to 3, put nothing in. That must be I think that's what's happening here. Yep. And then cast Hexcatcher. Alright, well, that's funny. So now my Shadow's bigger. Thank you, opponent. Lucy's getting comfortable over there. I have a Bloodghast, so... But also, if my opponent goes ahead and takes this hit from the Vine, the Bloodghast will have haste next turn, and then I could draw another Bloodghast and haste both of them, so I feel like I should not play my Overgrown Tomb here. They could have another Subtlety. Could also block a Supplier, mill another Bloodghast. Play second Mutavault, 2 cards in their hand. Deeproot Pilgrimage. That can pose a problem for sure. They also have the Mutavaults where they can just activate Mutavault and then tap it to trigger, even outside of combat. That being said, they are attacking with the Mutavault, so they could have had an extra token here. So now I get to go eat the Mutavault, take 3, then my Shadow survives, the Mutavault dies. Not sure if they were aware that this is how it would work. Got 1 card in their hand. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Breakout. The Breakout is a cool card. It's potentially good, but you need to have, like, apparently probably more than 20 2-mana creatures that are good to hit off of it for you to want to play it, which seems like impossible at the moment, but maybe one day. Maybe it's possible right now. Maybe you're comfortable hitting other creatures sometimes, but I don't know. I know Shadow Blocker works that way. Yeah, if you take damage in combat, and the Shadow would die, but wouldn't die after the damage it was. Could have done a better job explaining that, probably. Okay, Hasty Bloodghast coming back. Should feel pretty comfortable attacking with all of my non-Stitcher Supplier creatures, because I'm going to gain 3 life off the food token. Potentially. They're going to have to block something. They do decide to exactly block something. Just the Death Shadow going to 1 life. They have a 3-drop to Violin. It's Tashina's Tidebinder. So I could play around a top deck Tidebinder by sacking a food token here. My Shadow wouldn't die. And it would still be a lethal attacker. I'm a little like, for this like 2 damage I see here is like, I'm like a little paranoid about it, so I'm just actually I'm gonna sack on their upkeep, but I'm gonna sack. Even though it wouldn't die if I sacked it on my turn, I don't know, I just see that damage. Insidious Roots for Yogg. Yeah, you'd have to build the deck pretty differently, but Roots is really good. We'll be playing a lot of Insidious Roots in like Tyvar Asmo builds, Tyvar Cat Oven Asmo builds, Cat Oven, Oni Cult Anvil, the card has synergy, with Yawgmoth it has synergy, Colony Garden. There's a lot going on with that card. It is likely the #1 card to be working on, like set release. I'm gonna be trying to do long streams when this set comes out too. Interesting spot. I like that if I take this hit, I can attack with everything, and then they lose their Tashina's Tidebinder. So they're going to be left with... Assuming they didn't draw anything super relevant. Although I guess they can go Mutavault, make another blocker, keep the Mutavault. It just feels like having the Supplier as a lethal attacker is somewhat valuable here. Although now I get to go... cast an Asmo. Did they top deck Subtlety? Did they top deck Tashina's Tidebinder? Not sure. Think I should just kill this. Yeah, even just main deck Relic plus like Street Wraith, Land Cyclers. Okay, I go to combat. Did you top deck a Merfolk in your Merfolk deck? They did not. Should have played more for Merfolk, I guess. Up a game. Seems like a Temur Battle Rage matchup. Why are Land Cyclers good with it? Because you can like, if you're good with like Land Cyclers plus like Relic or Agatha Soul Cauldron, exile from your graveyard and trigger the thing. So call has been really insane so far. I want to try to keep the calls in just to see it a bit more often. Mostly good with Inti like in play. Soul's a bit awkward against Tidebinder on Magic Online, where if they Tidebinder the cast trigger, it comes in as an 0/1. It shouldn't do that, but it does do that. But I also have Trickster. But also, I think I'll just trim 1. I also have Call to maybe dig for it. I'll trim a Bloodghast too. The Mythic Red enchantment Expited Inheritance, how to break it if there's a way. I mean, I don't think that card is good. You could like hit your own stuff with Asmo triggers. You could do something like Swans of Argol, whatever, but it doesn't look good. Need some help maybe with the hand. I think, you know, we'll see how good these supplier mill is, of course. Okay, like that draw. Let's go ahead and play the supplier on 1. Maybe on turn 2 we'll be going Souls, discard Call, get something back. Maybe we'll discard Bloodghast. Getting back the Street Wraith seems kind of nice so that we can Shadow on turn 3. Sacking the supplier also seems nice. Trying to like get Vengevine. So I think I'll just try to have... I guess if they have the Trickster, though. But if they have Trickster, I'd rather them use it on this instead of the Souls. Yeah, let's go for discard Call, get back Street Wraith, I think. I'll just cycle Wraith now before they can Trickster it. So to 2, 3, 4. Okay, nice to have 2 shadows next turn. Right, Fish Prime, thank you. They dismember my souls down to 15 life. They're hitting me and growing the shadow, though, which is good for me, I guess. Seems like a good opportunity to fetch Shock while they don't have Tidebinder up. So this can be indestructible if they animate their Mutavaults, but too small to just eat a shadow in combat. Probably going to pick up the Souls here. Pick up Souls, discard Bloodghast, play Overgrown Tomb for turn. So I want to do that pre-combat so the Bloodghast is in play. Ilkoji with a 41, thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. So attack with my 5/5 shadows. Grief with Netherworld, yeah. Not sure if you how easily you can, but it's possible, I'm sure. Yeah, cool deck today for sure. Koji with the 41 and Nurberg with the 15. Thank y'all. You're doing well today. Inti time. Great top deck. So I guess I put the counter on the Souls. Although the Souls does grow to 5/6 after I attack. Maybe I guess I should put on the Shadow because this is putting on the Shadow is better against Trickster. Because if they Trickster this, then it loses the power toughness. Unlike Death Shadow. Right? Or Death Shadow just becomes a 13/13 if it's Trickstered. Because the ability is minusing its base 13/13 power. We need to cast an Asmo too. Nice. This deck is really good at churn into. Like some other. Oh, they did have Trickster. Unlike some other. Oh, sorry. I also probably should have attacked with Bloodghast. Questing Bay with the 27. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I don't know. I got something in my throat. Think of it 27. More thoughts on Ambo's Lowest Nord. I liked it. It's like tentatively the backup deck to play another league with it. Just like whenever we get around to it. Not sure when that'll be. Probably wrong to not trade Mutavault for Shadow here. It's going to hold the cookbook for now also. Cathartic Reunion be worth the swap out for Souls? No, I don't think so. Cathartic Reunion? I don't know. I don't think so. Souls is really good. It's also like very important to have like Souls with Call, like these two cards. Cutting like one or the other doesn't make sense. You could cut, you could cut both, but I think cutting one or the other is weird. Miss donation. I did miss donation. Right, thank you for the 10 bucks. Oh. I never watched your YouTube. You joke about how your family was murdered by a composer, and you're supposed to be watching music. I haven't stopped laughing. I'm glad you liked it. Although it is true, and I'm kind of upset that you're laughing at the pain. But that's okay. I guess that's what pain is for, huh? So Cookbook discard Rootwalla, but then nothing to discard to Inti. Yeah, let's just discard the Rootwalla to Inti, I think, or try to. Okay. What does attack with everything look like here? This has trample, 6-power trampler. They're gonna have to either at least chump it with a 3/3 and then block everything else. If they do that, block here, trade here, chump here, because this gets animated too as a 3/3. Chump. Yeah, but then if they lose the Hexcatcher, House of Cards kind of comes crumbling. I think I have an attack with everything. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like I do, though. Also, we have the ability to hit something relevant off this Inti. I've somehow miscalculated, but it looks pretty clean to me. Vengevine, that is castable. The rare 14/14 Death Shadow. Taking the day off, just tapped. Yeah, so like, where am I missing that they're not just gonna lose their whole board here? What am I missing? I don't think I am, because they just have to put. They have to lose their Hexcatcher, which is gonna kill everything. What a weird spot. Okay, so they decided to do it in a way that they take 2 and their Shadow dies. And my Asmo dies, which seems fine. But they're in pretty bad shape. And I get to keep my Inti. It's a big deal against the Sylvoon. Right, great start. We've only, I guess, that first call we played was insane. Been pretty reasonable beyond that, though. The first time we create a cookbook to discard Vengevine, discard Call potentially. If we draw a land, we can go Souls, discard Call, get back Street Wraith, cycle to cast the Shadow. So liking this hand, even comfortable missing a land drop for like a turn here. Will the 8 people join the prelim? Does it fire? I don't know. It'll fire. Let's go to an hour. Oh, 1 hour. Okay. It's fine. Needs 12. I think we'll get 4 more. Last one I played, it had like 70-something people. Puts on a mold to 6. Did draw the land. Could also, could Souls discard Vengevine next turn, not sure. And then I can go like Cookbook, Netherworld, Street Wraith, Shadow. I need, another creature. Probably doesn't matter too much which one we do. Against Inkmoth Welding Jar. So I could go this turn, Cookbook, Call Street Wraith, cycle Street Wraith down to 14. See what I draw, and then like use that to determine what I'm doing next. Like, do I cast a Supplier because I drew either a land or a 1-mana creature? Or do I just cast Souls this turn? Because Souls is about to be really large and in charge. I think I'm going to go for this line, because I think I probably don't end up being able to cast the Shadow, which, like, I guess if I draw any land or 1-mana creature, I guess maybe that's enough, huh? Oh shit, and I meant to just do the call this turn. Okay, mess fucking up. I'm just gonna cast the Supplier, though. Don't mill anything. Super relevant. I guess could get this another Souls here, though. It's okay, if I just draw any land or 1-mana creature, we're in good shape. I don't see second Wraith. We can call to get the Wraith back. We can call for 0 mana, too. Second Welding Jar. Probably not playing Patchwork Automaton, huh? Describe the line until not the line is a spike. Yeah, I know. It's okay, as long as you know what I was thinking rather than what I'm doing. Hanger, back, Walker. Has a 1/1, 3 cards in their hand. Passes back to me. What do we draw for turn? It's another copy of Vengevine. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is go Madness the Call, get back Street Wraith. Try to draw land for a crazy turn. Instead we draw Inti. So we can hit a land here, potentially. If not, that's okay. We hit a Souls, that's okay. Not going to activate the Asmo right now. Arcbound Ravager. Yeah, I think I mostly want to be able to, like, Asmo the Nexus, maybe, and, like, if they Welding Jar, they get to regen. I'd also like to try to present lethal this turn, huh? Would be nice. Okay, a lot of options. I think I'm gonna go first. Soul, sack Supplier, try to mill third Vengevine. I did mill a Bloodghast, though, which I could potentially return if I hit a land off of an Inti trigger here. Inti Reveal Cookbook. No land to play it with, though. 2 Vengevines coming in hot. Send with the team. We go counter on Asmo again. And we do find a land, which is nice. It would be kind of nice if we had another card to like discard to cookbook to have double Asmo activation, but can't complain too much. Immediately putting the Hanger back in front of the Trampler is surprising. This is 8 plus 2 plus 4, which that's lethal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kill them. Okay, great. How this is fair versus Leyline? Leyline of the Void is good against this deck. You got Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm is nice because it kills a Voidwalker and Leyline. The main Leyline deck is Rakdos. Okay, we cut the Bloodghasts. You know, sometimes you also have Death Shadow, Asmo, Inti as like, you know, Rootwalla as just, you know, threats you play through Leyline too. But this is definitely not our metagame beat Leyline of the Void. It's probably the best card in the format against this deck. Got it for 2 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Is this deck a prep for the Black Card enchantment? I mean, we have all the Asmo shells in the world already. That I've actually been wanting to play this deck just recently, but now I'm going to save it for the new card. But the Tyvar Asmosak deck was a deck I think we trophied with twice, and had a few different builds of it. I think trophied with like this build with Fauna Shaman. Although Fauna Shaman maybe gets cut for the new card. This deck was nice though. Close hand. Let's mulligan. Similar looking hands. Also similarly need to mulligan. Wait, did I not cut the Bloodghasts? Oh, I accidentally... This should... Oh my gosh, this should be an Inti. If this was an Inti, this hand is just so sick. It's so funny. That hand is so sick if the Bloodghast is just an Inti. It's like an insane 5. Bummer. Awesome, King. Congratulations to you. You gotta feed the sword for shadow synergy flexibility. I want to be something as simple as Nature's Gift for hate. The thing is, you want a card that kills Dothi, Voidwalker, and Leyline of the Void. Those are the 2 cards you want to kill. Because the only deck the main deck that plays Leyline right now is Rakdos, and they also have 4 Dothi, Voidwalker in the main. They're just like, isn't another... Okay, so I can pay 7, which is... I can't quite Shadow turn 1. Okay, nice. I'm just gonna play this. Like, there isn't another card that kills both of those things. And you also have the Death Shadow synergy, of course. Like, you have to play Vanishing Verse, you know. No more Esper Persist. I mean, Esper Persist was a sick deck. I'll likely play it again, but, you know, it's also like, I don't like to play the same deck 2 days in a row. I like to play something new every day if possible. I like to, like, let things mellow for a bit, too, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think I'm just going to Cookbook, Bloodghast, not cycle my Street Wraith yet. Needle the Saga, attack for 3. Yeah, I did like that. The vibes are good. Record was kind of mediocre, but vibes are good. I'd play it again. But it's good to let it kind of mellow and come back with some changes. Test. Okay, sorry. I know audio issue. That's stream. Sorry. It seems like to me I should probably just pass. Although, like, yeah, I mean, I shouldn't just try to kill the Ravager because they have the jar. But they would need like either second Zabaz or Ozlith in hand get Zabaz off Saga, or like land Hangerback Walker to kill me. I think. It was like 5 minutes of silence. There's no way it was 5 minutes. Maybe 2 minutes. They did get the Ozlith here. But they're tapping Inkmoth Nexus. Wants to go maybe 2 minutes? Okay. I'm sorry, I apologize. Issuing a formal apology. That'll do it. Game 3. Inti, thank you for coming back. Really got by the mismatched arts, I guess. Jar wouldn't save Inkmoth. Asma makes it infect itself. It did forget about that. With Death Shadow in hand was a good Needle Saga. I feel like we could have beaten constructs. I'm on a Ball to 5. I did not think I could beat those constructs, but I don't know. Could have done something else, I guess. I want a Ball to 5. I think Needling Saga and hoping that their hand is kind of weak is like a fine plan there. Okay, on to play. Mulligan. Ugh. 5. Not a very good 5 either. Feeling scared. Kind of decided to not play the cookbook. If I drew Inti, I might not want to play it. I guess no, so if I drew Inti, I will want to in play. I was just thinking I'd have very little good stuff to discard. Well, rewarded, as they needed my cookbook here, probably. Big brain. What are we looking to draw? Stitcher Supplier. Shadow's okay. Shadow is okay. Does it feel like there is more tension with the Asmo package in a non-saga deck? I don't think tension is the word I would use. Like, the package is really dang good in this deck, you know what I mean? It's a lot of synergy here. It's maybe less powerful overall, but I think I'm kind of comfortable with that dynamic at the moment. Street Wraith would be a good draw. I'm gonna name Welding Jar, I guess. Get a little annoying with like the blockers. Like both Asmo and Cookbook are really good in this deck. Maybe we should have played Feed the Swarm. It could also be over sideboarding if we did. We also just kind of bolt to 5 both sideboard games. It's okay to lose. Picks up a Beseiju there. So we draw Stitcher Supplier. That would be a really strong draw here. Street Wraith would be a strong draw. Inti would be a strong draw. Okay, Street Wraith. This was on my list. I guess I should maybe attack for 5 while the Street Wraith is still in the yard. Oh no, I can just get the Street Wraith back in the yard. I could maybe draw Supplier. Or the second Shadow. Inti. Okay, I'm gonna play the Shadow here. Still not in good shape, but the ability to trample my Shadow next turn is pretty interesting. Get them down to 12 here. Also, let me check on the prelim. That is starting in 43 minutes. Okay, still a good amount of time. Playing Scales in the prelim today. Maybe YOLO this in the prelim. It's been looking pretty good. Could save Scales for a later prelim, maybe. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the YOLO this in the prelim. Also, deck's pretty exciting. Just put Inti in Scales and play the prelim call today. Hell yeah. Yeah, I like red-green more than blue-red. I agree. You can still splash blue sideboard cards. Okay, I'm just gonna switch my registered deck from Scales to Shadowvine. Spice up the prelim meta. Be a good man. Okay, so I drew Stitcher Supplier. My opponent did nothing with their turn. I basically just got to be dead on this backswing. I'm not even sure. I don't think I could play Supplier to really do anything. Could hit my second Needle, I guess. Don't really have much other play than this. think Inti could fit in Scam. Inti is not a good card in your deck unless you have Street Wraith and or Cookbook in Modern. If you have Street Wraith and or Cookbook, it's a good card. Without those, it's not a card I'm happy to have in a deck. Hitting another shot. Hitting Asmo's something. Although Cookbook is neato. We can discard the Cookbook to Inti next turn. If we get a next turn, we might get a next turn. Do they think they can jar? Why wouldn't they double block with Patchwork there? Guess the Patchwork is maybe... Yeah, they can kill me with Ozolith. If they go Ozolith kill their Patchwork. Well, I guess they'd be 1 damage short, just on board. Pretty easy for them to get the point. The skills list is in the Moxfield. Thank you, Moxfield. We love you. Thank you, cool stuff. We love you. Okay, so Ballista for 1. Yeah, it looks like Xaxes, where they get to go kill the Patchwork, 4 counters on the Ozolith, activate Flying, or just go put the counters on the Ballista, kill me. Okay. The what kills both creatures? I don't think it did. Maybe it did. I thought one of them survived there. Chalk out close. I think I'll try it. Whenever one or more creatures... Yeah, what do you mean by infinite? Oh, you mean just like if you have like root or nimble mongoose, or you have something that is an infinite discard outlet. Discard will chase, make a creature come back. Okay, maybe, yeah, you're right. There's not a lot of playable cards like that in the format. That is a bit more interesting for sure. Rootwalla, or not. What is the card I'm thinking of? Winding Constrictor, maybe? Maybe that's the name of that card. So you get infinite clues, and you get infinite 2/2s. Noose Constrictor, Wild Mongrel. Yeah, I mean, I got Cycle Street Wraith in response here. Find my land. So this is pretty nice, where I get to go. They probably take an Inti. I get to go Inti, discard call, get back Street Wraith on my opponent's turn, trigger Inti. Pick your poison as anti-one ringer seems okay, but treasures are so everywhere. Pick your poison is gonna be a modern staple sideboard. It's good against Saga, it's good against Ring, it's good against Murktide. You know, you don't have to sweat the treasures too much. Basically no Ring deck plays treasures. Dude, they took call? Oh, that's so funny. Thank you, Chatter. Thoughtseize your Madness card. I'd love to see it. Maybe I could have picked up the Souls, but having a Street Wraith with Inti is so nice. I'm gonna go ahead and upkeep Cycle the Street Wraith because of Bowmasters also. Trigger Inti. Asmo, which we can cast if Inti trigger happens. Another Asmos. Interesting. It's pretty bad if they just kill the Inti when I go to combat if I don't draw another discard outlet, I guess. Okay, go to combat. So now everything's kind of stranded. I think I'm going to... So I can play Inti to play around more discard. I think I would rather sandbag it to just try to go Inti, discard Vengevine, cast Asmo, bring back both Vengevines next turn. Una's Blackguard plus Inti. Now we're cooking. Alright, Una's Blackguard's okay. Could play it in like the more black-based Inti Asmo decks. Let's go with Stalker too. Or like, so this is black-based, but like the kind of stock black-based Inti Asmo list. Okay, just cast your Fable. Perfect. Again, just gonna tap the Blood Crypt here. Maybe get Overgrown Tomb in that spot. Okay. I mean, I think I'm still discarding... I'm still doing this. I'm still just going to get back them both, like, post-combat here. Because I don't have enough mana to do it the other way. 3/3 Stitcher Supplier. Monkey Butler's good username. Thank you for the 10 months. Hope you're doing well. 2 Vengevines coming back. Cookbook in hand, which we're probably discarding to Inti. Or to discard the Cookbook to trigger Inti. Wonder if they may pick your poison specifically because of one ring. I mean, I think it's a combination of Ring, Urza Saga, Murktide. It's the fact that that card answers all those things for 1 mana is awesome. It's awesome against like the Ring decks. You can hit Binding, or you can hit or Ring. Yeah, this deck's looking pretty good. Interesting attack. I guess I'm getting Bowmastered. I'll double block though. I'm gonna double block so they can't just like bolt to Vengevine and keep their thing alive. Okay, I'm totally okay if they just Bowmaster Vengevine here. Shieldred. Very okay with that also. Let's go discard this Cookbook. I trigger, reveal, just a Verdant Catacombs. Which can now I get to go discard Bloodghast, trigger Inti. Oh wait. Sorry, this was wrong because now I don't have a thing to discard. Although now I have 2 Bloodghast to bring back, so maybe. And I milled another Vengevine. Maybe it worked out okay, huh? I think they're just dead, yeah. Cool. Okay, that worked out. I think I was wrong to not trigger the Inti counter, though. Okay, this is what the amount feed the swarms. This kills Voidwalker and kills Leyline. It's kind of the only card that does both. That's why we're playing it. Last time I sideboarded like this. I think I'll just do maybe a 1/1/1 trim. I know call's been good. I think it is trimmable though. Lava Troll. Oh yeah, Lava Troll Chalk Outline. Yeah, it's okay. Chalk Outline. Good point. Who was the chatter that made the point about discard outlet plus Daredevil plus outline? That is something I missed. Good job. Lava Troll seems like probably the best discard outlet. I agree. Yeah, like having infinite power trampler too as part of the combo there. Got to put that. I guess I probably won't forget at this point. Is this your brewer trying out stuff there? I mean, I built this deck. Yeah. Jerry T messaged me like 2 months ago about the call to the Netherworld tech when we were working on these kind of lists like 2 months ago, and then I tried for a long time to find a list I liked and I couldn't, and then finally had like a little bit of a breakthrough last night. Not that the list is too complicated, but we just had to play a lot of Inti Asmo decks, I think, to figure out a good way to build with Call, and Call's been looking pretty good. Yeah, but basically everything you see on the stream is a deck I built with some rare exceptions, like at this point incredibly rare. I can't even remember the last time I just like copied a list and played it. Magus, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. So on the draw against Rakdos here, I think post-board against Rakdos, this is a hand I like a lot because of this. Like, they're going to keep hands with Leyline a lot of the time, and if I can just keep an Asmo Shadow hand, I can kind of just, like, fight through Leyline a bit easier. Inti also kind of in that dynamic. Daredevil's really feast your family. Well, yeah, in this deck, you don't... Daredevil is kind of tough because you just have so many cards that are good to discard that a lot of times it's like in your hand and you're just discarding other stuff anyways. You could play... I think the first Daredevil might still be good. You could play 1 Daredevil over like call number 4 if you feel like call 4 calls is too much. But I'm only playing 4 calls right now because they've been pretty good for me. I'll have to take a look at that one, Magus. I'll let you know. Really a good draw. Happy enough to take 2 damage, though, with 2 shadows in my hand. Thank you, Ragavan. So likely discarding this Vengevine. I think Leyline is kind of mid. I mean, Leyline, I'm a Vengevine, Souls of the Lost, Bloodghast, Stitcher Supplier deck. Leyline is good against us. Leyline is definitely good against us, but we could win for sure. It's not just like 0 mana game over, or 0 mana must answer like it is against Dredge or Hogak. I would say that there's probably not a better card in the format against us than this one. So to call Leyline mid is, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's what mid means now. The best thing in the format against us, but possibly beatable, so it's mid. Just like Curse Totem is like the best card in the format against Yogg, but you can beat it, and so it's mid. What you got? Stomp. So call, useless, no graveyard, mid. Some might say. Interesting sequencing. We'll love a fetch land here also. I'll just discard Basic Mountain. Yeah, we saw a breakout. I mean, the thing is, like, you have to have, like, 20 plus, probably, like, 22 good things to hit with that card, and seems incredibly difficult to meet that requirement. But maybe you could. I would love to. Like, the card is very cool. Maybe something close to what we're playing now, actually. Okay, I haven't seen this one. Also, are full spoilers out today? Exile target non-land card in a graveyard that was put there from anywhere in this turn. Copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Wait, wasn't there another way to cheat Omniscience into play from this set? Am I misremembering? So you just go Cookbook, discard Omniscience, put Omniscience into play? I think I'm going to play Inti, plan to take 6, so my shadows are going to be large and in charge next turn, and get the Inti thing going. Oh, the Vannifar plus Wing. That was the other Omniscience thing. Or Emrakul. Yeah, you could Emrakul too. You get to cast it. Dude, this... But Modern Horizons 3 is like the next set to come out after Murders, right? Like, it's Murders and then Modern Horizons 3. It's kind of ridiculous that this set is like already looks so insane for Modern. I almost wonder if like they were overflowed with Modern Horizons 3 designs and like put some of them in this set. Because I'm juiced up, dude. I'm juiced up. There's like 12 plus good cards already, I feel. I'm juiced up, dude. And we still got MH3 coming out very soon. So I fetch shock down to 6. Maybe a little too dangerous. But then we have 3 shadows. Let's do it, dude. I can kill the Voidwalker next turn if I really need to. There's a bolt. It's okay. When's my video coming out? When it comes, I don't know. Whenever it's ready. Got a full-time stream over here. Full spoilers aren't out yet, but I'll try to have it up by this weekend. Meet with the 13 months. Yeah, video will be long. I might have to take a day off to do the video because I do want it up by this weekend. We're gonna juice this. I'm excited. Okay, so I lose this out. Oh wait, oh damn it! I should have discarded it. Not a huge deal, I guess. They have no cards in their hand. They hit me for 3. I could also just stabilize with this food token. Their plan is to double chump, and then I'm dead to top decked Ragavan because of the Wicked Roll token. Unless I draw something relevant here. Yeah, this would have let me sacrifice a second food. Do you ever want to? I don't think it matters much to. Yeah, I'm dead to Ragavan, Lightning Bolts, Hitotsugu. That's kind of it. Oh, Stomp. Right. Kolaghan's Command. My opponent says lol. Was that in response to the food token or in response to their draw step? I think it's probably the food token. This card is crazy, though. This card is like... I don't know. We're going to cast some Emrakuls and Omnisciences. It's not quite one of them. Alright, let's get a 4-1 prediction going, though. We've also 2-0'd all the matches we won, which is fun. Be Rakdos twice, which is the Dothi Voidwalker Leyline deck. We can brick on land. We can go Cookbook into Asmo. If we would Cookbook turn 1. If we find the land, we go Inti turn 2. They play Ragavan on turn 1, though. I need to play Supplier, I guess. Bizarro at the 36. Hope you're doing well. Find the land immediately. Yeah, let's lead on Supplier, though. Mill Bloodghast, that's fun. Anything else? My other 2 cookbooks, funny enough. So my Asmo is not getting me a cookbook now. Damn. Unlucky. Leyline and Green Devotion. I'll be working on it. I think that and the new Charm are both interesting additions. Would love to just have the extra cookbook this game. You can't always get what you want. Sometimes you might just find you get what you need. Oh, you know what? I don't actually know why I feel like I wanted to play Cookbook this turn because of Inti. I should have actually just played Supplier first, but I'm actually gonna play the Supplier. I want to be able to go Asmo plus kill. Kill a creature the turn you play Asmo. That's usually pretty important. Sequencing's tough. The new 1-mana green Surveil 2 creature is enough to give green Force of Vengevine's deck to deal with Vengevine. I don't know. That card is pretty medium minus, maybe. I don't know that I'd be excited to play that card in this deck. Maybe I would. Maybe it plays better than it looks. There's a lot going on with this set, of course. Exile's a bauble. There's a lot going on. I'm going to be deep in the tank. Yeah, I'll probably either not stream a challenge this weekend, or I'll take a day off like Thursday or Friday this week to work on the spoiler video. Although the set doesn't come out till we have two weeks from today is when the set comes out. But I want to get it up this weekend. It's like just good to get the video up as early as possible, I think. Insidious Reach for Dredge. I'm not as excited about it in Dredge. It's more of like a Yogg, Asmo, Oni Cult Anvil, Cat Oven kind of card, I think. Okay, so big draw step for me. Lots of like really crazy stuff we could find. Vengevine, Call of the Netherworld, Souls of the Lost. Street Wraith is interesting. Let's go and cycle it. Unless we cast Asmo without discarding anything to Cookbook, of course. So now I could potentially play Inti plus Shadow versus Asmo. I think I want to go Asmo Shadow. I think I want to discard my Verdant Catacombs before I do that, so that if my opponent has a bolt, I can kill the Channeler or the Ragavan in response. I guess I would just actually kill a main phase so I can attack with the Bloodghast. Interesting. I think I bottom. This did not play around subtlety very well. block here, actually. It's not. It's going to be 8 power trampling next turn. They got 2 cards in their hand. They pitched a Murktide Regent to cast the Subtlety. 1 fresh card in hand, 1 in hand from the last turn. I'm at 6 life. One of their 2 cards is a Steam Vents. You'll love to see that. Let's see what we draw. They've already used 2 bolts, so I think I'm going to not play around Lightning Bolt. 8 power trample. Block here. I guess they're not dead, though. Maybe I should sack a food token to not be dead to the last bolt. The last card's heat, and they can heat the shadow. It's pretty. This line was pretty bad. But it does feel like that's kind of the main phase I'm losing to. I guess waiting puts me dead to Tidebinder plus Bolt as the 2 cards. Why would they? I guess they're just going for it, but this doesn't really change much. I guess they can hit stuff. Wasn't trample when there? I counted it wasn't. If they blocked Vengevine, they're not dead. I just did the math out loud, right? Maybe not. Deducing creativity decks. It's the speed cantrip that makes a token for creativity. Deduce? Are we? I don't know what deduce is, but that better be the whole name of the card. You can't be abbreviating cards for me during spoiler season. But if that's the blue-white thing that makes clues, the card's not playable. Probably not playable in any format. Okay, they're trying to... This is only black creatures, so you get to be Ragavan proof here. Their last card is a Channeler, and they are dead. Deduce is think twice that makes a clue. So it's 2 mana, draw a card, make a clue, flashback, or is it just 2 mana, draw a card, make a clue? It is the whole name of the card. Thank you. Thank you for not abbreviating. Draw a card, investigate. It's probably a really big deal. Why can't I play it? Why can't I play it? Not that it would do anything if you could, but I think this is probably a big deal for Pioneer creativity. I don't know that I'm like super excited about it in Modern creativity. Oh, holy shit, I just realized they have a card from Bauble. Where did that come from? It could be okay though. Oh, it's Ragavan. It's Ragavan. Okay, cool. Because I mean, I thought I'm like, okay, for sure they're dead. Then I look at Deduce and I'm like, wait, what? They're not dead for sure. Only bulk creatures, yeah. So I like how we both made a typo. Okay, I think against Murktide I'm likely just running it back. Could bring in a Needle for explosives. Could also hit Needle Hearse sometimes. Don't really want to cut a call, but I feel like it's probably the card to trim. Probably should play 3. I don't know. Cut's been good. 4's, let's keep it for 4 for now. I think we're going to be in good timing to join the prelim in 11 minutes. 16 lands, yeah. Feel pretty good about 16 lands in a Street Wraith deck that curves out at 2. Can keep a lot of 1-landers even. What did we lose to? Scales. We also Scales. Mulled to 5 and gave us 2 and 3. What matchups do you like TBR? TBR is for Scales and Yawgmoth mostly. Can bring them in some other creature matchups. Okay, turn 2 Vine is great at this matchup. If this gets pierced, we're not super happy. Nice. Could also, let's see what we draw. I might want a Rootwalla to block this turn with some frequency, but I think with me not drawing another 1-mana creature, I'll just decide to take a hit. Okay, so World Soul's Rage. Tristani, no! Don't be red. You're a green-white card. Deal X damage to any target, put up to X lands from your hand and or graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. Very cool card. The new Aurelia's Fury, maybe, but maybe quietly good. Very cool card. Radar card, probably. Why Tunnel Ignus specifically? Well, despite being very funny to say, Tunnel Ignus is good against Titan, and Titan is a popular deck at the moment. Come on. Don't go Ragavan into Channel or Hearse on the play. Have a heart. Although I guess I can bait the... Yeah, I get to go discard Bloodghast. Cycle Street Wraith now. They might even activate now because of fetch lands. Cool. Huh. Souls is not very good against Hearse, but it's better with the Stitcher Supplier. No, it's pronounced Tunnel Ignus. You have to say it as fast as possible also. Like it's like one word. Tunnel Ignus. Stitcher first. I think this is... Stitcher first could get hit another Vengevine, but... this means I can attack with Souls as like a kind of large creature next turn for sure. So I feel like I like this line better than Supplier first. Explosives on 0? Why? I guess explosives on 1 and 2 is not good. I guess that's why. Keep a card on top. Their Hearse can also block as a 4-power creature, but that's okay if they're blocking my Vengevine. That's okay blocking one of these maybe. Okay. Get the Vengevine out of bolt range, maybe? Oh, their last card is Stern Scolding. And they have a card on top, too. What a draw, dude. Ragavan into Hearse Channeler into Heat Explosive Scolding on turn 3. Nice. Top deck's a bolt. Goodbye, sweet Vengevine. Prelim gonna fire? Yes. 6 minutes. 30 players. Yeah, like easy trade if they attack like that. Oh, they didn't activate hers. That's good news. I was just thinking how sweet it would be to draw a Rootwalla here. Probably will have to go to game 3. Maybe correct to hold this, I don't know. Go hold the cookbook for an Inti. Probably make shot for shadow. Well, little list steps here. It was cool to get the Vengevine through the Hearse, but this is maybe a little bit too many efficient cards early for me. Seeing that they have explosives and Hearse in for sure, I could bring in the second Needle. Second Needle's probably looking okay for game 3. We may also, if we just top deck Asmo Inti. Okay, it's a nice one to pick up. My opponent is just not activating Hearse. That's so funny. What do you do, dude? The top decking Murktide. It is a 6/6, so Asmo's looking like a great top deck because they don't have explosives up. If they do get explosives up, it's certainly worse. Holy guacamole. I'm almost tempted to like let them hit me with the Murktide once, but I think the ability for me to kill the Murktide is probably a bit better while they're tapped out of explosives. Can't chop like a counterspell. Any consideration for attacking? I mean, they just have the great blocks here. I don't think we should attack. We'll be throwing away a creature in the hopes that they hit me, but they maybe not even attack back. They could hearse themselves. I mean, they're just like not using hearse at all. Now they use hers. I should have 0 cards in my yard, and they should have 10 things underneath it. Now they have explosives to kill the Asmo. Which they do main phase. Not going to gain life because of my Death Shadow in hand. All 4 cookbooks have shown up both games here. Gav was playing Restore Balance prelims. Scary, very cool. Yeah, maybe we were worried about Daredevil makes sense. I was wondering what they were doing. Daredevil's just so hard to play around, though. I don't know if I would have sweated it that hard. But I get the concern. It makes sense. So I kind of hope that they find Delirium. Unlock my Shadow. Not Delirium off the bauble, unfortunately. 2.5 minutes till the prelim. We're also playing this in the prelim. Alright. Let's put Mono Prelim in the title. Okay, I'm just... Yeah, can't Asmo activate plus trade with the block here. I guess I could maybe, if they still don't have Delirium next turn, I could kill the Ragavan, which would give me an attack. Oh, it seems like they've drawn a Bolt. I'll try to scale to the prelim. Yeah, I was going to, but this deck is like looking pretty good and exciting. So let's just play the good and exciting deck, you know? It's kind of what streaming's all about. So we can play scales at any prelim anytime, you know what I mean? No RC for me. Wait, change my mind about prelims. I just want to grind online tournaments a lot this year, and I just find myself with not enough QPs. And there's like qualifiers this weekend too. I need QPs for, and I think they're better content than I expected too. They're like extra good content, I think, right now, while they find an unholy heat. Okay, so I think I'm still gonna kill the Ragavan. This way they can't crew the hearse on defense here, and I want the Channeler to be attacking, and I want it to unlock my Shadow here. Will you at least be attending? No, it's Esther's birthday and our anniversary that weekend, so I was going to go up there in LCQ. I didn't really play played one RCQ that season, but not going. They find Heat Murktide off their iteration. Heat Shredder, which could not crew the hearse, notably. Yeah, I agree. Just like watching like competitive Magic is... Dude, we got the bye! Let's fucking go, dude. Undefeated. Undefeated in the prelim. Let's go, dude. Didn't really want the buy, to be honest. I'll take it. So you have instant speed Rootwalla, which it probably can't play around too well. Maybe they top that counterspell, but they top that counterspell. They're also, you know, chumping my Shadow here. Pop with 24 months. Happy 2 years. Welcome back. Glacier-wise is broken. Not broken, but like maybe playable in Modern. Maybe not. But in the realm of like, let's play test it. Certainly not broken. So if they drew nothing, they're dead. Yeah, it'll be a crazy game to win. Their first 3 turns were insane, like almost best possible, but their follow-ups weren't that crazy. Although actually it was. They had the Murktide. It would be a crazy game to win. So I'm going to leave the Supplier back. Put against me, GG. Cool. Very cool. Very cool 4-1. We're also 1-0 in the prelim. Kinda. I really hope this is not GG, but not for me. What could they have for that to even be the case? Nice. So I guess we have time to run back a league. Nice start though. Yeah, survival of the fittest is reserve list, so never coming to modern.